The warm Alabama night was alive with the hum of crickets and the distant croak of frogs. Bubba adjusted his glasses, squinting into the dark. "You sure this thing is gonna hold up, Dickie?" he asked, eyeing the small go-kart. "Of course it will," he said, tapping the duct-taped flashlight strap to the front. "This baby's built for speed." Speed wasn't exactly what Bubba had in mind, but the thrill of the night was calling. "We are heading to Boot's place first," Dickie declared, revving the tiny engine. Bubba climbed in, and with a jolt, they were off, tearing down the dirt road with the flashlight beam bouncing erratically ahead of them. Boot and his younger brother, Cabbage Patch, were waiting in their yard, huddled around an old motorcycle they dragged out of the woods. "Y'all gotta see this. We are gonna get this thing running tonight," Boot called, his voice tinged with excitement. The boys exchanged skeptical glances. None of them had ever ridden a motorcycle before. But that didn't stop Boot and Cabbage Patch from trying. They pushed the rusty machine up a hill, hoping to jumpstart it. It sputtered, roared to life for a second. Then one by one, they took turns, their laughter echoing into the night as they wrestled with the heavy bike. By the time they gave up, their hands were covered in grease, and the stars had shifted higher in the sky. "Let's ride to Fulton," Dickie said, his grin widening. They refueled the go-kart with the spare gas can Boot had lying around and set off down the empty highway. Cars zoomed past, honking and flashing their lights as the boys held steady in their tiny, sputtering vehicle. In Fulton, the streets were quiet, the stores dark. "We made it," Bubba said, laughing. But Dickie wasn't done yet. "Groveville is just a little further," he said. "Are you serious?" Bubba asked, but he was already climbing back into the seat. The go-kart zipped through the countryside, past the old 4-H camp and up and down rolling hills. The flashlight died halfway there, but they didn't care. The stars were bright and the road was theirs. By the time they pulled back into Dickie's yard, the eastern sky was tinged with the first hints of dawn. As they rolled to a stop, the front door flew open. "Where have you two been?" Dickie's mother shouted, her hands on her hips. "People been calling all night, saying they saw a go-kart with no lights in." Dickie and Bubba exchanged guilty grins. "Fulton and Groveville. Even the police are looking for you." They were exhausted, covered in dirt and grease and out of gas. But they wouldn't trade the night for anything. Already dreaming of their next adventure.